So hi guys, welcome to the Sess podcast. Today I have a special guest.
My name is Frank Williams, the owner of Dare to Be Different.
And we're just gonna kind of get into his business, just everything about Dare to Be Different, him as a brand. So stay tuned. Okay, so first I want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It was when you reached out to me. It was so crazy because that week I was about to DM you, but I'm like, I don't know if he gonna say he gonna do it or not.
Yeah.
So I'm like nervous at first. But you reaching out, that was God. That was nothing but God. Cause I was like, I really was debating for like that whole week. Like, do I say something? Is he gonna come on?
Nah, I'm just trying to really network and get out of my own shell.
Your shell.
I'm like an introvert and I don't really be like communicating with a lot of people. So I just wanted to like be more hands-on. Like,
make the initiative.
Yeah, like I want to be more hands-on and go out there like to podcasts and platforms that I like, and I like your platform that you building. So I wanted to be a part of it.
Thank you. So first we could get into Dare to Be Different. So where did that come from? Where did the name, the brand, the purpose, everything?
So my fault for cutting you off. So
No,
bringing it back to like, I was in middle school, I used to make tie-dye socks and I used to like flip those. So I always had a sense for fashion and a sense for clothes. And I always knew that I wanted to be my own boss and like not work for anybody else. So then fast forward to high school, like I'm already like a bigger guy, but I used to wear like weird clothes back in high school. I used to dye my hair different colors and I just felt different from everybody else. And I wanted to go to FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City, but that didn't work out. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start a brand or I'm gonna just work a regular job. Like it's only gonna be two things. I'm not really messing with college. Excuse me. So, like I always like used to tell the bros on the basketball team, like, yo, I'm about to do this fashion shit. They used to be thinking I was tripping. I'm like, nah, I'm really about to do this shit, like in high school. And then I was thinking the names in high school, but I just never could find the name. It was gonna be like some corny shit, like Be Your Own Boss, like something like cliche. So then, like I went to ECC for like 2 years, not 2 years, for 2 semesters. I dropped out. I ain't really do that. So then I just left there. So then I went. I was working like 2-3 jobs, like it was just all bullshit, like.
Just trying to run it up. It'd be like that though. You just be trying to run it up. That's all I was. I'm like, I don't know what I'm about to do.
And then after that, I had made Dare to Be Different, like the name. I got a DBA, stuff like that. And then ever since then, it's been history as far as that point.
Do you feel like, because when I hear that, I feel like it's like a deeper meaning. Like, do you feel like when you got the name, it might not have the same meaning that it might have now? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I be kind of like hard on myself because sometimes it feel like right now I feel like a job. It feel like like it don't really be fun like how it used to be when I first started. I wanted to like push the message that Dare to Be Different. Now it's like more that like we making more money, like different states is like more of a like sometimes I be like forgetting the meaning of it. But it's like I really started it because I know other people and other people like myself like felt like out of like not fitting society norms. Like I know a lot of people felt different from like working a regular 9 to 5, didn't fit regular like of going to school, the normal tradition that society put us in. So I feel like Dare to Be Different is just like a brand that makes people feel comfortable to like step out of their norms and step out of just being like the norm of society. So I feel like that's why a lot of people gravitate towards my brand. Not to get off the topic, but I feel like a lot of people gravitate towards Dare to Be Different because like they can relate to it. They have, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
it's a brand message there. Like you have a big brand message. Because that's like, I feel like you look at Dare to Be Different, okay, it's clothes, but you could look at Dare to Be Different and look at like, that's how I feel. Like, I don't feel like I'm like everybody else. I know I'm not like everybody else. So I feel like that's a message that you could put out beyond clothes, like, you know, so it's bigger than that. So that's definitely, it's dope that you've had a concept like that might not have started off like that. Like you said, oh, I'm different, but I don't think people really understand like, like, are you really daring to be different? Like, are you really trying to?
just clothes, but it's like really a lifestyle.
A lifestyle, yeah. So kind of into that. So do you have any next steps like that you want to kind of promote Dare to Be Different more as a lifestyle instead of like just a clothing brand?
That's why I'm trying to start like branch off to like my second business venture as far as having a podcast or YouTube, because there's like a lot of different people that want to start their brands or their business. Like they reach out to me, but like I don't have necessarily like not the time, but like in the right headspace to just direct message all of them at the same time. So I feel like this platform will motivate, give them the game, and give them the wisdom to like start their brands and give them steps and stuff that I missed and I wish I had when I first started off.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm trying to create a platform of like for young entrepreneurs and lifestyle content for brand owners, for they will have the right steps and guidance that I didn't have, because I missed a lot of steps and I feel like I'm playing catch up. So I don't want people to make the same mistake.
What steps do you feel like you missed, like in the process of your business, that you wish like now, like, dang, I wish I would have knew that now, like, or did that differently?
A couple steps that I feel like I wish was it's like different steps. I go financial, lifestyle, and like and just financial and lifestyle. I feel like financially, I feel like I quit my job a little too early. I wish I would have and I moved out like a little too early.
Yeah, because we hear like as entrepreneurs, it's like quit that job, leave that job. Like people don't understand. Like I feel like that's something like really, really big and like fundamental. Like people have to understand that your job is a stepping stone. It doesn't have to be where you stay. It doesn't have to be something like long term. It's just a stepping stone for you to fund your business the way that you want to. And people don't really tell you that.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of people are just ready to quit their job because of social media and the
lifestyle.
Yeah, the lifestyle. But it's like a lot of people don't know what comes with that. I feel like an early mistake I made is that like not learning how to reinvest my money. Like I made a lot of money for early on. Well, not a lot, but like I made a good amount of money early on, and I feel like I was so like quick to like spend it without any wisdom, without like reinvesting that into my brand, and I feel like I was just playing catch up overall. Like far as that, I feel like I should have had another source of income when I first started off, because all the money that I was making, I was like spending it on bills and stuff like that. And,
not really seeing it.
Other like financially, I didn't like do my LLC like when I first started off and stuff like that. I feel like now I'm paying catch up in taxes and stuff like that.
Right.
Like so, it's like my foundation wasn't really like I didn't really listen when I first started off.
But that's hard. That stuff is hard. Like I ain't do none of that stuff, because I just like, I feel like I have like, I call it like hood business. Like that's how I run like business. A lot of people do that.
It's gonna be like that till you really till you start gaining traction and you start making money and you start want to expand it into like sit down with like real like. You want to sit down with real like businesses. You want to sit down and get grants. You want to sit down and get sponsorships. They not gonna like take you to that next level. Like if you're not really like you still doing a hub business, or you don't even got an LLC, you don't even got a stuff like that. And I had to learn that the hard way by linking with different other brands and businesses and tell me like, bro, you're making a lot of money, but
it's not.
You're gonna hit a plateau. You're not gonna elevate and reach that next level unless you do it the right way. Like, and I feel like God had. That's a difference. Say what you was about to say. I feel like God had made me hit a plateau because I wasn't doing it the right way. Like he was making me just get by, but he's like, I'm not gonna elevate you till you really do till you really sit down and do it the right way. Another lesson I learned, lifestyle wise, is consistency. Like I wasn't consistent, and I would say I was all in, but I wasn't doing the steps to being all the way in. As far as like. I had too many distractions around me. I was investing my time into things that was not elevating myself and my brand. And that's just one of the things I learned early on. It's still a learning process every day, but it's something I learned early on and making changes now as we speak.
Yeah, I think like kind of piggybacking off what you said, like God will make you hit a plateau as a business owner and whatever it is that you're doing, because we get so complacent, like we get so comfortable in what's happening. Like that was me. Like I feel like when I was lashing, I was making the money was coming in. I'm just spending it for, I'm not, I could have had an LLC, had everything set up, and I'm just spending my money doing what I want. And it was like, God put me to a point where it's like, what you gonna do now? Like, this is where you at now. So, to kind of go off of that, like, what is it for you to be a Black entrepreneur? Like, why is it important for you to be a Black, like a young Black entrepreneur?
It's important to me because ownership, like we don't have a lot of ownership in our community of our own race. So I feel like this is something I wanted to own, and like I want to do it the right way. So like my kids could have something they don't have to work as hard, and they could build on. And then my mom, she's older, she just retired, so like she could relax and stuff like that. Like that's why it's ownership. Like, and it's just something I always wanted to do as a kid. Like I always wanted to own my own stuff. Like I just saw my mom work, and it's like I don't like that's not something I want to do. Like this the lifestyle we gonna have to live forever. Like mom, like you like work Monday through Friday, then Saturday we sleep, Sunday we go to church. It's like I don't like we just work. Like we live in the work.
We in a matrix.
It's like I'm like
in a matrix.
I'm like I don't want this for myself. So like I want to own my own stuff, and it's like I feel like God made me like this was my purpose. Like I'm still trying to figure out what's God's purpose for me. Yeah. But I feel like
this is the start of it.
Yeah, like this. Like I feel like this was my purpose because like you know how when you start something and you could quit it. Like say you start working out and you quit that, or you start doing hair, you quit that. But like even when I had slow times with this, I never I never like had thought of like stop. I don't know, like it's just something I like.
This was his thing for you though. Like I feel like God will give you something that you can't give up. Like you can't. Like that was, I always say, I don't know why mine had to be a kid, but that was like when my kid was for me. Like I can't give up now. Like I have to make something happen. Like even if you get your slow times or you just don't feel like you could put your all into it, you gotta keep going. So that was his thing for you, like, cause you kept it going and it's growing and I feel like you're receiving the fruits of your labor. Like you see it in your business, like that everything is is coming out how you want it to be. So let me see. What else I asked you? Okay, so what are the next things that you have not only planned for your brand, but for the community? Because I feel like this is like a community, like Dare to Be Different is a community thing.
For the brand, not first of all, let me rephrase that. That's not professional, but for the brand, I feel like I'm trying to get all these Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales for this year. That's what I have planned. I have to get that out the way, and then next year I'm pretty much like regrouping, and I don't know which direction I want to take it. Do I want to keep it as a affordable brand for the people in the community, or do I want to upscale it to a luxury brand? Like that's where I'm headed. Or do I want to like make it a women's brand? Because like most of my not clients, but customers are females. So like it's the direction do I want to take it? That's what I'm in the middle of, like with the brand, in the process of starting the podcast, because I feel like while I'm waiting for my inventory to get here, I just want to like stay consistent and keep putting it in the customer's face, because it's going back to the things that I learned is that you have to put it in the customer face, like in your consumer's face every single day. Like you don't want to like
die down.
Like you don't want to like gain momentum and just like not post for another month or not put like content out for another
or not even a couple of days. Like couple of days will hurt your business depending on how much following you have, how much growth you have in your business. So
that's what I have planned for this year for my brand, for the community. I'm not really sure. Like, I don't want to say something and not like be a man of my word, so I'm not sure. But I know for sure that we're starting up the podcast and we're giving out like free game. Our first episode, we just pretty much introducing the brand and we introducing steps to upscale your business, because I know like I don't have like the most money in the world, but I know tips and tricks to upscale your brand. I see a lot of brands and a lot of podcasts and a lot of people that like are skipping the steps and like they just one step away or one thing away from reaching that next level of fires. If it's like their the way they have their social media platform panned out, it could be unprofessional that way, or like not the proper format, or if they're not like being more hands-on, like if they're not showing their face, like if they're not dividing their personal image with their brand. So it's like it's just a lot of little steps I see in different brands and the different stuff that I feel like I can help. So I feel like I'm creating this platform not for any beneficial reasons of me, just to help the people around. Like I know that I will reap the benefits later on down the line, but I know like when I first start off, I want to just be more hands-on with other people.
Yeah, and I feel like that's with a podcast, that's kind of what you want. It can't be for you. Like it's for you in a sense, because you're sharing what you want to be shared with you, or you're giving out experiences and you're sharing things that may be personal to you, but it's for the betterment of who's watching. Like it's not, if you're doing it off the fact like, oh, I want a podcast, I'm trying to just get someone, you know what I'm saying? It's not like gonna really turn, it's not gonna turn out how you really want it. And it's because everything good takes time. So I feel like having a podcast is understanding like that's gonna take time. And kind of piggy like off of what you said. So it's two questions that I got from that. So the first one is, so do you have a team? Because you talking like everything you talking is like going in the right direction, but to have that, like you would need a good team behind you. So do you have a team, or are you in the process of trying to build you a team? That was that question took you a little bit.
I don't know, it'd be kind of hard to trust people.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I had like a couple people I was working like, I don't know. Like I gotta start being more trustworthy. I got my mom I work with and my couple friends when they free. They help me out with pop-up shops and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm trying to get a team, but it's like
you have a business where a team would elevate you a lot, and I feel like I know how that feels, like we're just not trusting people, because that's me. Like I always say, like I don't even feel like I'm somebody like, oh, I need an assistant, but I do a lot of stuff. Like I got clients and people that I be trying to help, and just having that one person that you could kind of trust that will help push certain things is a lot than just having, you know, just yourself. Like one mind is cool, but 2, 3, 4. So a team definitely for everything you're saying.
I would definitely elevate everything and make me have more time on my hands to like be more creative with the brand and handle more priorities. But I feel like I would have to like, that's something I have to pray on and like give God, like put God in the center of that to surround me with the right people and not go off my emotions of thinking who is the right people, but him placing the right people in my life, because we don't know everybody's intentions, but God does. So I feel like me praying and me asking for discernment and me, like, you feel me, like will give the best, like.
And I think too, like knowing, like I always say to myself, like we don't trust people, we trust God. Because you're never gonna really know somebody's intentions. Like you're never gonna know, like, you know, until somebody actually does something where it's like, I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I can't really trust you. I gotta walk away. Do
we really not trust people, or are we going off of past trauma? Do we really not trust people, or are we going off past trauma?
Probably both.
That's where I'm at.
You think I've been looking at situations that I'll be like, okay, it's half and half, because if I'm saying I don't trust people, I trust God, then trusting God was knowing that if they come in my life and whatever happens, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if I'm going off my trauma, I'm like, this person, you know what I'm saying? They might try to do something weird. So I feel like I think it's accepting people, and then until people show you like, no, like maybe not. And I feel like you said, praying and asking for discernment, you'll get those little signs. Like we just gotta be having our eyes open some. So I think building a team is the hardest thing to do, because your team is also a reflection of your brand, your business. So you want people that align with that. But it's also too, you gotta make that jump. Like you gotta make the jump too. And then the second question off of that, what you were saying with like, if you don't know if you want to kind of upscale, go luxury, or like stay like affordable. I know that you just, your clothes were in the Buffalo Fashion Week, and that's kind of more like stay upscale, all types of fashion. But how like was that experience for you, and how did that kind of make your decisions, like what you want to do next?
Dang, I told myself I was gonna stop saying but
you're fine.
The Buffalo Fashion Week fashion show was a good experience. That was my first time ever being in a fashion show. It taught me a lot. It taught me like to be prepared, like, because they gave us like not a short time window, but it gave us like a small time window to get everything prepared. Far as like getting the models, the clothes, the pieces. The experience just made me feel like a real like business owner. Like it made me feel like we got the Buffalo News here, we got the newspaper, we got Key Bank, we got mad different sponsorships, we got mad different like grants and money, and like different brands, like real designers and stuff like that. And it's like, dang, like I'm in the room with people that's like I'm not gonna say better, but like more experienced. I mean, it's like it was a motivating experience. I got motivated a lot. It was a good feeling being surrounded by like-minded people and like in a room full of creatives. And the energy and the vibrations was really good. Like it was high vibrations, and I mess with it. I like being in environments like that. It motivated me to like just be consistent because people was watching. Because I thought for like in the summertime I was going through a hard time, and I feel like them reaching out to me like, all right, people was paying attention. Like people really like mess with the brand. So it was like, all right, they paying attention, so like keep going.
They are paying attention. Even like how like when he was in here and he said like shout out to your brand. I realized like with our age group we have like a wall. Like we don't really know what's going on like in age groups. Like we might know some things, but even with them, like they don't really know what's going on in our age group. So for them, like a whole different generation seeing your brand, and it's like, you know, like seeing the growth of it, that's right there, people seeing, people watching. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's one of them things too, like even when you have them seasons where you feel like I got like this not making sense, that's when people are really watching the most. Like that's how God will confirm it. Like you just gotta be okay with like that season, that period, like where it's like what's going on, like why is this like that, like why is this not making sense right now. Okay, so a time you can look back as an entrepreneur or individual and say like, nah, like I messed up, or like realize you had to do things differently.
I say being transparent right now. I feel like back in the summertime I was going through a rough situation in my life, like going through like, not trying to put my business out there, but I was just going through like a breakup. I was going through like financial like situations, like
mad, just
like
piling up,
everything was
be
going,
like
and
that.
I felt like I just like I isolated myself. If I was going back to having a team, like I just shied away and I isolated myself. You know, like it says like, what it say, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. I feel like
he has your mind.
Yeah, I feel like it's good to be surrounded by a team. Like I wish I would have like not shied away from people like in the summertime, and I pushed myself away from people in the different opportunities that I just pushed it away. Like I didn't separate my business from like
your personal,
and I just like I was driven by emotions. Like I was just all over what I just said, but it's like I'm going back to I was just driven by emotions. I was leading by emotions and not by God.
By God, yeah.
I was just like all right, I'm feeling this way, so I'm not gonna drop no clothes. I'm feeling this way, so I'm not gonna like go out with the friends. That's gonna make me feel better. I'm feeling this way. I'm going through this, so it's like I'm not going to, like somebody asked me to pull up for some clothes. I'm not like I was just, so I feel like not being driven off emotion, but like putting God in the center of it. Like that's the main thing. Go back to God, because God is everything. I feel like I didn't have God in the center of anything that I had going on. Like I was trying to go off my own understanding. That's the main thing I was trying to say, but it didn't come out. It wasn't coming out. I was going off my own understanding. Like I wasn't like seeking after God's heart. I wasn't seeking after like him to
your
him
desires.
like, and I feel like he put everything on hold to show me that if he's not in the center of all of this, that none of this would prevail. Like none of this would elevate. You would be like, I take it all away from you. And it's like I feel like he was doing that. Like I had everything that I desired. I was feeding my flesh as far as the money. Beautiful girl. Like you feel what I'm trying to say? And it's like everything was just crumbling, because it's like I feel like God was like,
it was your
like
flesh.
you pray, like you not even praising me. You not even grateful for what I gave you. You think you got it all on your own, and you think like, and it's just like taking it. That's what I wish I would have did different. Like as far as like not reacting off emotion and going off emotion. That's number one. Another thing I wish I would have changed is not putting God in the center and making him the priority of everything I do. That's number two. And number three thing, I feel like I would different fires go back to the clothes. I feel like I would have been more organized and prepared for drops more. Like fires, like I would just put out a product and just like hope it do good, instead of doing the right preparation to make it do a successful product. Fires doing the promo, flash, like photo shoots, getting out. Like
a team.
Like
you would need a team.
So it's like,
but that's where the team would help. But even what you're saying, like, and it's never like putting because I don't think people understand, like, especially like if you're trying to walk a certain way, and because everybody believe what they want to believe and walk how they want to walk. But I feel like if you're saying I'm trusting you, God, like this is who you believe in, like that's what you believe, and you don't, but then you make yourself your own idol, because that's all in all what we end up doing is like, oh, I did it, I'm doing this by myself, nobody's helping me. Whole time you really think you could do it by yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you really take yourself out the equation and look at everything that has come to you, you realize like, this ain't me, like I'm not even equipped for what's like the blessings that are coming. So God will do that, like he'll take it. And I don't feel like it's like sometimes we think as believers it's like a step back, but that's really that push forward. Like that's what's elevating you to the next level, because until you realize like, he's like, this is where my heart and my mind has something. Because that was me, I was going crazy, wasn't working after I had my baby. I'm like, God, what did I do?
You feel like you don't even like you. It's to the point you don't even feel like yourself. Like, you feel like something got control over your mind. Like, you be like, bro, this not even me, and it's like, damn,
it'd be hard.
But it's like like you said, it's a season that we just gotta, like, it's a part of life to elevate to that next level, and it's not easy. It's not going to be a 1 day, 2 day process of healing or like growing. It's going to be like it could be months, years, like.
It's I feel like it ends up becoming a lifestyle, because then you realize like bad times is gonna like things are gonna happen, life is gonna happen, but you realize like, if I let life and the world and the enemy take my mind, then I'm gonna happen right with it, like I'm gonna fall right into this. So it's like you said, an idle mind is the devil's like worship, and he will use your mind. I had to get to a point where I'm like, nope, I'm thinking this the devil, this the devil. Like he's trying to mess me up right now. Like, why are you trying to do this?
He's gonna attack your flesh.
He's going to And like you said, when you are getting things, like we get confused. Like sometimes we think blessings sometimes the devil will be blessing us. And listen, but no, for real, the devil will be blessing us, and then when he takes those things, because he's like, no, this was not even for you, and we get so personal. It's like, why you? I'm losing this, I'm losing that, and God looking like this not even what I wanted for you in the first place. So I think it's good. Like, we need them seasons in our life, and I feel like they repurpose us.
Yeah.
So it's not you telling your business. That's life, and I think people don't want to share that. And business owners, you'll feel that the most, because you really are going off of faith. With your business.
Because it's like, it's not a guaranteed paycheck. Like, when we work a normal job, it's guaranteed. Like, you're gonna get paid on the Friday. Like, you don't know if this product gonna sell. You don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. So it's like it's having faith in yourself and faith in God. Like, this is the route you signed up for. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. So okay. So what do you think makes you different? You kind of already went into a little bit, but what do you feel like really makes you different as an individual, that sets you apart?
I feel like what sets me apart from as an individual and as my brand, I'll be two parts in it. I feel like me as a business owner and me as a brand owner, I feel like we consistent. Like we consistent, we affordable, and like we could relate to the people. Like, we just don't do drop products. We do like pop-up shops to give our customers. We do often pop-up shops to give our customers experience. The customer experience is just not buying a product. They come in, it's music, food, playing, so they get the whole experience of buying a product. That's what sets us apart as a brand. We give out we go live and describe our products. We just don't put out a product. We go live before every drop. We like give product descriptions. Like we do, like, I used to go like do like little videos, the short-term videos to give out free game. Like, so I was just like, that's just a couple things as a brand that we do to like separate ourselves from different brands. We also, like, from a part of our clothing being affordable is good quality. Like, a lot of people, younger people could afford, because a lot of my customers are younger people. So like a lot of people like can't afford $100 sweatshirt. So we make them like 70, 60, 80. Like we have some that's 60, some that's 100 for different like clientele. That's what separates us as a brand. Another thing that separates myself is that a lot of people could say they're hustlers, but they could get a product off. But I feel like I don't know the clothes down to a T, but I pretty much like it's like in the back of my mind when it comes to clothes. Like I know the right things to say in the captions and the which way to go, like what's gonna catch the consumer's eye. Like I don't know, like that's what separates me as a business owner.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think anything else. That's all I have at the top of my head as far as that. But yeah, but 2024 is
going crazy.
It's not even just crazy. Like we're gonna separate ourselves like from it all. Like
yeah. I feel like that's gotta always be the goal, to like separate yourself, to be different and not be like, because I feel like sometimes we kind of get into the stigma, like we see other people and it's like you want to do like similar stuff, like people always do that, but I feel like setting yourself apart and making that the goal is going like that's
any brand you see in the town, you like just ask where they got their stuff from.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm being for real. Like I ain't gonna
talk. No, we
like,
getting
I'm
into
not
it.
even like trying to boast, but like I feel like we set the trends like with a lot of stuff. I'm not saying we the first to did it, but we set a lot of trends. Like a lot of like I feel like if it wasn't for like for us, we would like not the blueprint, but like a lot of brands would be lost. Like far as like full zip hoodies and like beanies and stuff like that. Like I'm not saying we the first to do it, but I feel like we made it like popular and like people saw us having success off it, so they started like wanting to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm not the first to do it, but I feel like I don't
give
know,
yourself
like
your credit.
no,
Give yourself your
like
flowers,
it's just the like I don't know,
like you kind of like started a foundation, like you kind of help be a part of a foundation for other business owners, other clothing brands to kind of have something to feed off of, grow off of. And that's you could say that because I feel like that's true. I feel like at a point in time, like it was Dare to Be Different. It was other clothing brands. Like you said, you weren't the first to do it. It was other clothing brands. But then you also seen like people in our generation, then you start seeing more people getting comfortable with having clothing brands. So I feel like
it was cool to be a rapper. Everybody wanted to be rappers.
I'm crying.
Like everybody wanted to be rappers. Now everybody want to have a brand. Tell me I'm lying when y'all watch this. Tell me I'm lying. Everybody want to have brands. Now everybody want to be like do the clothes, but
that's anything. Like I feel like I used to feel the same way. Like I'm like it's just so coincident. Like I'm doing this. As soon as I stop or I'm not put you, then now everybody.
People want to call you delusional when you say it, but like nah, he not.
But I'm not delusional.
Be tweaking.
People do, but people will call you that because I feel like sometimes people want to make you feel like you gassed up about yourself. That's why you won't say it because when you say it, then you get so used to making it. It's like you being too big headed or something, but. That be facts, and nobody else is gonna admit to it. The people that's doing ain't gonna admit to it. Some people will. Some people will be like, you know what, you helped me, you motivated me to do this, and da 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 da. But a lot of people ain't gonna do that.
I ain't saying it to like boast or like
that's what I'm saying. But people will
more of a like
you see it. You pointing out where you pointing it out. That's no, I don't think you being like boastful or arrogant. People will try to flip that narrative. Like that's what people would take, but it's just giving people flowers. I feel like you gotta, if you see something or somebody doing something, you gotta give people their flowers, you know? Okay, so do you have any like advice that you would give to someone like starting a business, maybe even like you kind of went through like just your journey with God, so like through your journey and like getting closer to God.
We could talk about God a whole different the religion. That's a whole different conversation.
Listen, we can get into it. I don't care. I'm a God's girl.
I be paying attention. I be seeing you. You be tuned in.
I was the face. My walk is like a big thing for me. So we can get into that.
The advice I give to anybody that's starting off, I feel like do your research, but don't do too much research, because I feel like if you do too much research, you would get caught up in not just start, and you would feel like you won't have enough to just start. I feel like do your research to get a basic foundation to start and have a good foundation to go. I feel like whatever you do, don't start it just for the money, because I feel like if you start anything for the money, you feel like you'd be in a constant you would never be satisfied. You would feel like you would never do enough if you just starting for money or if you're just doing it for the dollar amount. I feel like you should do something that is making you joyful, not happy, but joyful. Because happy is an emotion that comes and goes. Joyful is having joy is everlasting. So I feel like you should do something that satisfy your soul and not your flesh. What I mean by satisfying your flesh is starting a business for instant gratification and give you this, like, to make your body feel good, but not make your soul.
I'm getting the money.
You doing it for social media. You doing it to please the world, but you should start a business or start something that is make you closer with God, that is doing something that's making you closer with your purpose, that's spreading God's love and just spreading the love. You should start something like that. Like, all right, you starting this you doing here, but you're doing here just because you see other people doing it on social media. I feel like you shouldn't do it like that. You should be starting here because this is bringing you true joy and pure joy. Like, you should be selling bundles because, like, you always wanted
it's a purpose.
It's a purpose. You couldn't afford it when you was younger, so you want to sell them now to, like, help younger girls or like, it's okay to make money, but if money is all you should do, just work a job and pick up more hours. If you do this business thing, even when you make all the money, you just gonna be praising the money. It's hard to describe.
And then you end up capitalizing off of people, and it's not a genuine, like, I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to make you feel better. I'm trying to push whatever message it is. You're doing it based off of the fact that I want this money. So now you might be taxing people, or you might be pushing out a product that's not quality, and then your business will kind of reap that. Like, if you just pushing out something because you're trying to get paid. So
that's a fact.
Definitely that's a big one.
Another thing I feel like when you starting, consistency. Like I said in the previous podcast I was on, being consistent is the biggest thing. You can't start something and just not put out, like, not keep going. Like, you can't, like, if you're a rapper, you can't just drop one song and then don't promote it or keep pushing it. Like, just like if you have clothes, you can't just drop one product and then drop next 3 months. Like, you have to put it in the customers, people that's on social media every single day. Like, you can't be like, you can't do hair and only do one sale per. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I can't.
So, what's your tips then to, like, being consistent? Because I need some. Because I'm not consistent. That's my biggest. I think that's been my biggest downfall as an entrepreneur. Like, I always been that person. Like, I done sold hair. I done sold lashes. I done sold yoni steams. I done did everything because I feel like that's the hustler in me. But being a business owner, you have to take the hustler as well as being professional and being consistent. So, like, what would you say, like, will help being consistent?
Another thing besides being consistent is putting out the right content. Like, you could be consistent, but you could be putting out BS content. So you want to put out the right thing. It's not far as just pushing out content. You could be pushing out content, but it'd be BS content, pointless content that doesn't catches the consumer eye or doesn't have any information
for your business or your brand.
So, like, before you even be consistent, make sure you have good quality content, good quality product, like the quality that you're putting out is up to par to even make a person want to stop. Like,
and then because the consistency will come from that. And I think that's like you have to have a brand identity. Like, that's, people don't have a brand identity. They usually going off the identity of another brand or what they thought off of little things they seen or what's hot. So if you don't have a brand identity, it's like you said, it's hard to kind of come up with content because what are you basing your content off of? So it's like, what are you pushing? What are you going to push out there?
Yeah. And what being consistent is, you have to put it in the back. Like, you have to, like, pretty much make it a routine to like set up, I'm going to post this time, like morning, afternoon, night. And it's a thing in the back, you got to put in your back of your mind, like, I got all these ideas. What good are they if they're just in my mind?
My head,
Like, why just not put it out there? Nobody's going to know if they're just stuck in your mind. Like, it might be that one thing that take your brand over the hump and you just keep it in your head. Like, like, another thing is, like, how is anybody ever going to see your product if you only post one time? How is anybody ever going to see your podcast if you only post one time? You don't post any, you don't run any advertising for you. You don't do any like events for it. Like you don't do anything. You're not out there in the field.
Anything
like
different. Yeah, you got to get in the field. Got to.
Like even when we just had our pop-up shop last month for my brand, we had a pop-up shop with Distorted Kicks, and we had Black Friday. People be like, why? Like not why, but like you out there in the cold hanging up flyers. Like I don't even care.
I know that's right.
Like bro, I'm out there like hanging up flyers at Vice. Like even with jewelry on, I'm in the mall yesterday, like, yo, bro, you fuck with sweatsuits. Like, I'm like, bro, this is a grind. Like, you gotta, it don't matter if the money is slow, high, but you gotta have that same drive. Like, you can never get comfortable. Like, that's one tip I give to any entrepreneur starting is like,
don't get comfortable.
Bro, like, don't get comfortable because, like, the more money you get, that people think you get, and the more, like, you start giving up, like selling more clothes or selling more product, people coming for your spot. Like this is a game. Like this is like a dog eat dog game. Like people coming. Like this is like, and we in Buffalo, so it's like this like
crabs in a bucket.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta like grind.
You gotta go hard. Yeah. If you want to get up out that bucket, like I feel like, and people like be like, that's anywhere you go, and that's true. But I feel like when it's Buffalo one is already, we're behind when it comes to everything. Like when it comes to beauty industry, fashion industry, everything, we're behind. So it's like once we get that, or we see people, oh, like people can do this, or people could get lit off of that, then it's like you said, somebody coming for the spot, coming for that space, or trying to one up somebody. So you always got to be prepared. But like you said, being consistent kind of takes that away. Because if you're being consistent with your brand, it don't matter who come out with what, that's going to set you apart, your consistency. And I think, that's something I'm learning. I'm learning bad, because even with lashing, I was not consistent. It was just like, it was like some money. Like,
just something you have to.
Had to do.
Work on.
So, I did want to get inside. I do want to ask you, so like about your walk. Like, so what's like? I be seeing you post. I had to ask, and that's after that we can close out. But I just had to ask because I see that you are like really big on like your walk. So that's how we gonna end this.
I feel like I'm big because like my testimony is like I wasn't like in the darkest. Like I don't even know if anybody could ever get as dark. Like I don't know. Like people could get dark, but I not trying to compare. But I feel like
dark for you. Like we all have our own dark. I
feel like it wasn't no light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I don't know. Like I thought it was over, and I feel like it'd be many nights I just be like only person I had to talk to. Like you know what I'm trying to say was God. Like and it's like a lot of people. Like I'm about to be all over the place, but it's going like. But it's like a lot of people be like, "Oh, how do you know God's real? Like, how can you even have faith in God? You can't see Him, you can't touch Him." But it's like, all right, people have faith and believe in that Wi-Fi to connect to their phone, but they can't even see a Wi-Fi. People believe air and it's like it's here, it's helping you breathe, but you can't even touch. You can't do nothing with air. Like, people got faith in a random person to drive an airplane across the, but you don't even know if this person drunk high, but you don't got faith in the person that wakes you up every single like. It's just like little stuff like that for like not even trying to like judge anybody's religion, but like just to like say like how do you think that at your darkest times you personally are getting yourself out of this like a situation that you like not even humanly possible could get your mind out of it, like so it's like let's just go back to where I was saying like there's many nights like I just had like my like I had God like I'd be times I'd be in my apartment just like just screaming and just crying and just like cause I feel like everything was going wrong and it was just like it'd be many times I feel like God just sat me down and it's like I feel like I was going to church. I always grew up in the church. My dad was pastor and like my mom, we owned the church. But like I feel like my mom always made us go to church, but then I just stopped going. Yeah. You know, everybody. That's how it be. I feel like that everybody's story. Everybody stopped going like after you grow up and your parents stop forcing you to go every Sunday. So then in the summertime, I feel like I was forcing myself to go to church because I feel like I was using God as a genie. Like I was just asking God, like, help me with this, help me with this. But I wasn't really having a relationship with Him. Like I would go to church Sunday, I would not pick up my Bible, I would not do anything else. But I feel like God was still listening to me. He listens to all of us, but I feel like he was still listening to me, but he was only meeting me the same way I was meeting him.
Same way,
like, I would give him 10% of my body.
Like Cain and Abel.
Yeah, like
you give what if you give what you give to him, he'll give back. If you give more, he'll give you more.
Yeah.
If you give in the scraps, he gonna give you scraps.
And
back.
I feel like God was really turning me to like I was being so disobedient. And I feel like he was turning me to a pillar of salt. Like, I couldn't even I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even think straight. Like, you don't think I'm lying, but I lost 47 pounds, bro. Like, I was like that. Like, I was being like so disobedient. Like, I would literally like have dreams and like, he was literally talking to me and I was just going away from what he was saying. And I was like, dang. Like, so he really just like sat down. Like, I was doing everything, like going to therapy, like, doing everything that I thought was right. It's the right thing, but I was doing everything besides going to him.
And
it was just like, I was just going to my friends, like
filling the void, like having other things
like
fill that
asking them for advice. But it's like I would do everything before praying. You know what I'm trying to say? I would go to therapy, do everything besides even open my Bible and pray. And it's just this still back to the summer, and it's just like after like progression, like months and months go by, I felt like I started becoming more stronger with him and building with him. Like I started like not just going to church just for like to ask, but actually making it part of my lifestyle and not just like asking for stuff or praying to him when I want something or when something is going bad in my life. But like
all the time.
Yeah, like, and it's just like I feel like I was trying to fill a void that I had from my childhood to like relationships to like I feel like I was trying to fill a void, but the only void you can fill that is with you know what I'm trying to say, like, and it's a feeling that you get internally, like it's a peace that you get internally,
it's
like
peaceful.
Yeah, like it's not a words that you could describe it, like, oh, I feel Charlie, like it's like everybody feels it different way internally, like, so it's like, and they be like, what is that void? Like, how do you know it's a void? Like, what do you that's like, but you would know, like.
And a lot of people have a void.
Yeah.
Even people who have everything, they have a void. Yeah. And I think people they hear void and they think, oh, I don't have something, like something like material or something like that you could grab or grasp onto.
Even with the riches, like it go to talking James 5, he even talks about it, warning to the rich. Like he just talking about people that praise their golds and their riches, and it's just I ain't gonna like it's just it goes back to it. It's just like my walk with God is, I didn't even mean to cut you off.
No,
but fine. It's like walk with him is just like now everything I do I put him at the center of it, and like I'm telling people like, man, I'm not even trying to do anything that feeds my flesh or anything that feeds like the world or like being a man of the world. Like I want to be a man of God. I don't want to be lukewarm. I don't want to be one foot in, one foot out, because I don't want God to be one foot.
He done did so much. Yeah,
like even through like not even just the blessings, but like I just
getting you out
of a mind space, and to be like, dang, do I even want to like
play with him?
Yeah, play with him or be disobedient, because I know how down bad I just was by not putting him in the center of it. And it's just like I don't know, I just like more interested, like I like starting to like read the Bible. It's still kind of hard. Like I try to read at least a page a day or a chapter, like, but it's like kind of hard because like it'd be something like so related to you. You'd be like, ooh, like you got like you'd be like having like I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna close this for the day. Yeah, like because it's like I feel like you trying to attack me.
Yeah,
like not attack, but I feel like
but like it'd be like talking to you at that time you need it. But that's how I feel like the Bible for me became like a book. Like it's been just exciting for me to read. But at first, it's like you said, I would read it. I'm like, oh no.
I'm not about to say in front. That's how I am right now. Like I'm still early in my walk, but it's like I noticed a lot of difference
as you just starting to walk.
Like, as myself, like last Sunday, like I just went to like usually I just go to one service, but I went to like 2 services, and then like with my mom we just studied like that night. So it's just like
we got a little bit of time left. So what you gonna ask me?
How does it feel being a mother, and how does it feel like being a woman and a mother, like doing business? Like how do you like? This is 3 questions. How do you feel as a mother? How do you feel as a mother being a young mother with business? And how do you handle business and personal?
I think being a mom is crazy. Like, that was not something that it was like, that was just not in my plans. I feel like God took my sin and just made it into, like, that was the only way he could have got my attention. So he took where I fell short and just made it into something big. But I feel like with that, it's not an easy process. So, but when I had found out I was pregnant, I was talking to 2 girls. I was cool at the time. I said, the only way, like, I feel like God gonna let me do this is if he know, I gotta be a boss. Like, I gotta be able for my daughter to look at me and say, like, my mom's a boss. Like, she be doing this, she do that, she do this. Like, and everything just kind of aligned with that. So I feel like with doing business, being that now I let God be the center of it all, I don't really trip about it. Like, I let God control all my work and all my endeavors. So now it's just like it's in his hand. But my personal life is not affected because of business or like it was from motherhood a little bit. But then I realized that was like God protecting me. Now personal life is not really a thing for me because a lot of people that I was cool with are still very much of the world. Not judging because I was doing the same thing, but we just don't move the same way, talk about the same
On the
things.
same path.
And I'm just real chill. Like, I'm real laid back. So my personal life is like sitting in the house, my baby sleep or our baby free, and I'm just chilling, like, smoking, vibe. And I'll be like, I really be talking to God too, like the whole time. Like, that's my personal life right now. I still want to start getting like taking trips and stuff again. But I don't know. I think now my life really is centered. Like, I'm trying to make God my center. So everything kind of reflects that right now. But yes. Thank you for coming. This was a good conversation.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You
I
said
appreciate
what?
you for having me.
No, I appreciate you. We definitely should follow up though again, because I would like to see what Dare to Be Different got going on in the next 2 to 3 months. So we definitely gonna have you back on here. But yep, y'all, thank you. And make sure you're subscribed and following me on all platforms, the Sess Podcast. And where can we find you on the socials?
On our website is dtbd.online. Our Instagram is dtbd.co. Our TikTok is dtbd.716. Facebook, you can find me at Frank Williams, and that is pretty much it. Oh, and our podcast is dtbd.podcast. We'll be on YouTube and on Instagram. So, and on Apple Music and Spotify starting January.
Period.
That's the goal, is January, but I'm going to leave it at that.
You won't leave it at that.
Thank you.
But yes, thank you.